Speaker, I really don't know where to start with the statement by the Senator for Kiambu. I have said on the floor of this House that my perception of the current government is that it does not care about its citizens. I have actually asked myself, if I was to find myself stranded in the south of Lebanon and the war broke out, I doubt Musalia, even the fact that he's my brother from the region, would come for Sifuna. I know for a fact he would not come for me. So Kenyans should know that they are on their own. And I have multiple examples to give. Ososi has given you a few. There was just a recent incident where some Kenyans were abducted in Tanzania. And our government...
Senator Tabitha Keroche, take your seat.
And this government took their sweet time, Honorable Speaker, to even just reach out to the counterparts in Tanzania to find out where these Kenyans were. And even after the horrific stories that we were told by Boniface Mwangi and his colleagues, we have never gotten even a protest note from the government of Kenya to the government of Tanzania about the mistreatment of the people of Kenya in those regions. So I feel terrible, Honorable Speaker, that Kenyans are on their own. But I want to encourage them that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because as I've said, I believe in a government. We need to form a government that puts the individual well-being first. And this government is not that government. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. Honorable Speaker, on the unpaid medical bills, we were here last week with people telling us here how SHA is working. Where are these unpaid medical bills are coming from? Where are they coming from if SHA is working? These bills should have been paid by SHA. You are detaining mothers because of unpaid bills. Where are those unpaid bills coming from? Speaker, when I said here, the President repeated what I said here just this week, that if anybody goes to hospital and they are asked to pay money, they should call the police. Because according to him, medical care is free in this country. That is according to government. And I remember the Speaker challenging me. In fact, Honorable Speaker, with great respect, I feel like the chair owes me an apology.
Sifuna, abandon that line of argument.
You don't even know what I'm going to You don't even know what I'm going to say, Honorable Speaker, because when Omtata read out the provision of the law that I was being harangued about...
No, that was not a provision of the law.
It was in the law.
No. No. Honorable Sifuna, let's not go there.
Speaker, I hope you're pausing my time for all these engagements that we're having with the chair.
You're fully utilizing your time. Please do it well. Proceed, Honorable Sifuna.
But what I'm saying is...
Senator to
what I am saying is, just like the sun, Honorable Speaker, the truth cannot be hidden. It cannot be hidden. If this thing is working, you will not see statements such as this making their way to the floor. You will not see them. And the President should now stop telling Kenyans to call the police. I want to tell Kenyans to start calling the President. Just like our numbers were circulated, we need to circulate his number. Because if you go to hospital and you are not able to pay those bills, call State House. Call the President himself to come and sort out that issue.
30 seconds, you conclude your thoughts.
Finally, on robustment of health facilities. I was shocked last week to learn that the Nairobi County government has transferred the accounts for health facilities here from KCB, a bank that everybody knows has a big reputation and a solid history, to some small bank called Sidian Bank, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the money that we made from hospitals, if you look at the Auditor General's report on receipt of revenue for Nairobi, in the last financial year, we collected 1.3 billion shillings. The total deposits for Sidian Bank last year is 50 billion Kenya shillings, Honorable Speaker. I'm telling you. And the entire...
Conclude, Honorable Senator. Conclude.
Thank you, Speaker. If you look at the budget of Nairobi, vis-a-vis the capitation of Sidian Bank, we ourselves as a county, if we were a bank, we would be bigger than Sidian Bank. I have written to the governor to explain to me the rationale. He is quiet up to today, Honorable Speaker. I am going to give him some more time. If we don't get an explanation as the people of Nairobi, why you would leave a tier 1 bank and send our facilities to bank in a tier 3 bank that has no history or reputation at all, Honorable Speaker, it doesn't make any sense to me. So we will be dragging him here to explain to us and the Senate why that decision makes sense. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on the issue that Senator Thangwa ably put out here. Mr. Speaker, I happen to have institutional memory because I worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Speaker, during that time when the Speaker of the National Assembly was actually the minister, one of the template programs that was in that ministry was that the Kenyan government had to sign bilaterals with each and every country that was receiving Kenyan people as part of its workforce. Mr. Speaker, I believe that must have been dumped somewhere and people moved on. The truth and the reality, and Mr. Speaker, frequently some of us discuss this, and we say there are certain things that we're going to have to fix for this country to fix other things. The reason why you find we have all these agencies coming out to the villages to recruit people, where these people's monies which they're going to earn, some of them last a year before they receive a cent as they work in those Arab countries and other places. We are completely not interested what happens to these people. Even when we go to Dubai, like some of us have said, you see our people in the streets. And it looks quite casual and normal. And yet, Mr. Speaker, other countries, the Philippines, they have fixed the problem. There must be a basic minimum standard which we must allow our people to go through. We must negotiate with these countries to make sure that we give our people soft landings and protect their rights. But immediately we are supposed to sign a bilateral, Honorable Boni Khalwale, money exchanges hands. And those agreements never hold. And as a result, Mr. Speaker, then you find, like it has been said here by Mr. Osotsi, it is those who are in good positions in government who then end up owning these agencies. Even if you went to look for the CR12s to see who the owners are, you will most probably not know who they are. So, Mr. Speaker, the way this House has always discussed these things, can we make sure that this committee finally can sit and honestly engage broad-based in such a manner that we can reach a stage of solving this problem? It is in Lebanon, it is in Qatar, you have it in Saudi Arabia, some of it is happening even in the US. We don't even...
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, seriously, ministers of government should familiarize themselves with the Constitution. The Prime Cabinet Secretary, we sat with him here up to very late in the night when we were debating the bills that were coming under the new Constitution. And he knows, and he ought to know, that the Constitution says a person is a citizen by birth if on the day of the person's birth, whether or not that person is born in Kenya, either the mother or the father of the person is a citizen. Those children on the streets, the Speaker, the mothers are Kenyans. End of story. So all that we should be seeing are aircrafts bringing them home, and those children automatically being Kenyans by birth. Why are we leaving our children in the streets? Or is it that some of the ministers, God has denied them the gift to get children, so they hate children? How can you punish a child? Look at how that statement, the Senator Okinyori, has connected very well with the program of Linda Mama. Linda Mama, Mr. Speaker, was allowing the woman in Ekolomani to deliver at Shibwe District Hospital and walk away. We have replaced it with the new program, and when I said it here, that comparing Taifa Care to Linda Mama is fraud, I was almost thrown out of the house. This is the fraud that I was talking about. This is the unconstitutional process that we are calling universal health care. How? And we are in this place speaking good English, people who understand the Constitution. We should help the government. The government has ministers who don't have the capacity either to read or to understand what they are reading, Mr. Speaker. Finally, Mr. Speaker, it concerns me on this issue of these young children who are out of the country. They are no different from the two Kenyan political activists who were locked up in Uganda for a long time. It disturbs me that it took the intervention of the former president and not the current president. This House is supposed to remind the executive that, Mr. Speaker, that if you get bonga points by interfering me at home, go and do it in the
What is your
assembly.
point of order? What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, you know, we must be stickler of the rules. Standing Order 105, statement of fact. When the senator, who happens to be the chief whip of government, goes on record and says that former president intervened on release of Kenyans, can he provide that evidence before this House? Because we don't want his here, say, in Chang'an drinking dens in Kolomani to get to the floor of the House. He should just take Chang'an and stay there. Don't bring those things here. So can he withdraw or substantiate?
Order.
Can he withdraw?
Order.
Can he substantiate?
Order. Senator for Nairobi City County. The Senator for Nandi is on a point of order. And therefore, you cannot raise a point of order on him. Now, Senator for Nandi, it may be within your right to raise on a point of order. But the language you're using should be parliamentary. Now, Senator Boni, a point of order has been raised by the Senator for Nandi. You have asserted that there's some Kenyans who are released from pursuant to the intervention by the former president as opposed to the current president. We need, the point of order is that factual? If yes, would you provide the evidence? If you cannot provide the evidence, you proceed to withdraw and apologize, and proceed to conclude your thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I like your tone. You should further advise the Senator of Nandi that he is decades away from my experience in parliamentary palace. If he wasn't, he would be knowing that in this parliament, a ruling has been made that a member is not expected to substantiate the obvious. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, I was saying this with maximum respect. You wait until it is your relative or yourself who has been locked in Uganda.
Senator Boni, a point of order has been brought to you after having stated that the former president intervened for the release of 2 Kenyans from Uganda. Is that factual? And if it is, would you produce the evidence? If you can't, withdraw, apologize, and conclude your thoughts.
Mr. Speaker, this habit of giving the impression that this floor offers an opportunity for intimidation of a member during debate, it actually negates the freedom of speech in the House and the freedom of speech as enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya. Let me make my point. If the Senator of Nandi is uncomfortable with the factuality of what I'm saying, let him express his discomfort and not hide in a point of order. You think my pedigree is somebody who does not know the difference between Senator 105 and...
Senator Boni, order. Order, Senator Boni. You'll be informed after you abide by my ruling. Proceed. I made a ruling on the point of order that had been raised. That point of order has been sustained, and therefore you are to proceed. Now, Senator for Nairobi City County, Senator Sifuna, you'll have a moment to speak. Senator Boni, Senator for Kakamega County, you either proceed to substantiate that allegation or withdraw, apologize, and proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I started this journey in politics at the age of 22.
Now,
Bear with me. Bear with me,
Boni.
Mr. Speaker. It is just 5 seconds, I've finished.
All right,
at the age of 22, we fought for this constitution for so long, so much so that rather than respond to all things that have been said here, I choose to keep quiet.
Senator Boni, if you cannot substantiate, the other option is not to keep quiet. Keeping silence is not an option under our standing orders. If you cannot substantiate, you proceed to withdraw and apologize. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I see no evidence that I'm unable to substantiate. If such evidence is there, let it be adduced. I am very serious. We are not going to breach provisions of the Constitution just because of a smaller provision that could be found in a standing order. And if the Senator of Nairobi could inform me, please.
Senator Boni, we will deal with the point of order raised before I allow the Senator for Nairobi City to inform you. Kindly, you either substantiate now. If you're unable to do so now, you can request for more time. If you're unable to do those two, then kindly proceed with withdraw and apologize and conclude your thoughts. Either way, you need to
indulgence. But I can assure you, I have said, I have chosen to keep quiet for the reason that Kenyans died to have freedom of expression and speech. Please understand these things. We were there before you were not there.
Now, honorable senators, you are choosing to stay silent, Honorable Khalwale. Therefore, it means that you failed to substantiate, and the natural consequence will flow. I will therefore rule you out of order and ask you to leave the chamber. For the remainder of today's sitting, I've made a ruling, Honorable Boni. I have given you more than 15 minutes to do what this... No, I've already done the ruling. You walk out of the chamber.
Mr. Speaker, I exactly walk out because I cannot allow this parliament to tamper with freedom of speech in this house and freedom of expression in general.
Senator Kingi, Beatrice.